Hello there. I just saw Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Hitman's Wife? Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. Yeah, I just saw that movie.
That's right. I'm about to monologue, son. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. A huge letdown. Salma Hayek, Samuel L. Jackson. I like Ryan Reynolds. Everybody knows I like Ryan Reynolds. He just seems like a fun guy to hang out with. He seems like basically who he is in the movies. He just seems to portray as well. He seems to always be typecast because everyone just enjoys that guy. This movie, not good. The original film, Hitman's Bodyguard, was much better because Ryan Reynolds was basically a guy who was smart but kind of a baby in the same kind of aspect, in the same range, and you could get. Just didn't want to be in the situation he was in. In this movie, the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, he's just a baby. He whines the entire time, just talks about how he doesn't want to do this, how he's on sabbatical, all that crap, that it just gets annoying over time. Samuel L. Jackson, just like before, the first movie, he didn't want to be there. He didn't feel like he needed to be protected. In this one, I'm not entirely sure what his purpose is. Yeah, he seems to force laughter out of nowhere. It's real annoying. Really, the movie did not pick up or start getting funny till Frank Grillo showed up. And Frank Grillo, the reason why it's funny is because he is in the role that the other two, Samuel Jackson and Ryan Reynolds, were in the first movie. He doesn't want to be there. He just happens to be there, and he just wants to go home. He wants to go back to Boston. He wants to get out of Europe. He's just trying to find that way home, get that ticket home. That's it. That's all he wants. That's his main objective. And it's funny when he's there because you can see that he's just stressed. He's annoyed of all the Europeans. He's tired of it. He just wants to go back to where things make sense, apparently in Boston. So I enjoyed that. I loved it when he showed up because he's basically talking to everyone else. It made it funny because he seemed to be someone who actually had a reason. Everyone else, there was no reason for any of it. It just seemed to happen to them. Frank Grillo was that one guy that seemed more, you could anchor to him. You could tell, okay, this is a situation where when you're stuck in a situation you just don't want to be in. That's it. Other than that, I just couldn't stand they forced the jokes. The only thing else I did enjoy was when they were joking like, you can't say guys, that's a woman, or just like, well, I think that was implied. Things like that. Or when they introduced Ryan Reynolds' father, how Samuel L. Jackson reacts. I enjoyed that because it's like, yeah, you naturally assume, but then again, how does Ryan Reynolds end up as this whiny baby-like character with him as a father figure? Just all these little things that I was like, okay, that's funny, but the majority of the humor is all in the trailer. Everything else in the movie just seems to be forced. They're trying to capitalize on the fact that, oh, these two guys don't like each other. And it's very predictable. You know who's going to fight who from the very beginning. You know how everything's going to end up. You know exactly the situation. As soon as you meet Ryan Reynolds' father, what's going to happen. As soon as that happens, you know what's going to happen. The whole thing is just terribly predictable, and I could not find it funny the majority of the time. It was just like, please give me Frank Grillo again. Please bring him back. He was the only thing that made this movie good. I hate it. We actually have a movie with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson, a sequel, and it becomes like a complete turd because they didn't have Ryan Reynolds be the smart, funny imbecile. They had him just be an imbecile. He wasn't funny. Everything seemed to be forced. A lot of the jokes, like what happened to Ryan Reynolds' mother, was just like, okay, that's funny, but at the same time, I'm laughing because it's supposed to be funny, not because it's actually funny, if that makes any sense. But yeah, the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, don't really recommend it. It's good to just stop with the Hitman's Bodyguard. The sequel, the only scenes I'd rewatch is with Frank Grillo because I just found him funny. He's the guy that didn't want to be there. I'm trying to think of anything else from the movie that might have been a redeeming. Oh, there is one scene where basically Ryan Reynolds takes some drugs, and he instantly becomes like this epic driver. Yeah, that scene was hilarious because it's just like, this doesn't happen If you take drugs, it's like the opposite. You will crash. Nothing will happen. And it just had a better payoff. So I was like, okay, this is like the only good joke. Oh, one more thing about the movie. The music did not land. They had some songs that it was just like, okay, this and this worked. But the rest of the music they had in the movie just didn't fit the tone. Like, it was trying to go for an incredibly serious tone at one point, then a very comedic music at another, and it was just like, you guys need to balance this out. Because if you would have flipped those two music numbers, it probably would have sounded better. If you would have had more upbeat music and sincere music on a funny, you just flip them, change people's, make it more. Yeah, you guys made this movie. You should know better. But yeah, the music just didn't hit every note. I think there was only like one or two numbers in there that actually were like, okay, this actually matches. This resonates with me. But everyone's trying to pull off that Quentin Tarantino type situation now. It just where it doesn't fit, but they make it fit. Yeah. No, I don't recommend it, but if you like Ryan Reynolds, watch it. It's one of his much weaker films. It just made me want to watch Free Guy. That's all it really made me want to do. Which still isn't out yet. Hopefully it's out by the time you're watching this. I hoped you enjoyed the movie if you watched it. If you didn't, tell me why you thought it was weak. Tell me why you liked it if you liked it. Maybe it was something I missed. Maybe I need to watch it a few more times. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. You know what everyone else begs you to do. Thank you all for watching. Toodles.